Hey, what's going on, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to be kind of walking you through the process of using Move.ai, kind of including setup, so you can kind of see how this whole entire thing works from setting up to exporting to Unreal Engine. All right, so what you're looking at right now is just me logging into Move.ai. This is my dashboard, and you can see I did a lot of takes in here and a lot of tests and pretty much giving feedback to Move AI folks. And they're really awesome, actually, pretty responsive as far as, me asking questions. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to talk about camera settings for a little bit because it's pretty important. There's some settings that you have to follow, absolutely must follow whenever you're using Move AI. And what we're going to do is we're here in the documentation. And what I'll do is I'll click on this right here because I am using Hero 10 cameras. So for me, I pretty much just used the camera to change the setting here. And what you need to pay attention to is this section right here. So I did 4K 10 at 120 frames per second, change the lens to linear, turn all of these options off, change the bitrate to high, all of this just like this. Additionally, this is a big one right here that I missed during my first test. If you're outdoor, change it to color. And if you're indoor, change the color profile to flat. Really big one. And you make sure you make all these changes to all of your cameras. Additionally, if you updated a firmware for one, go ahead and update the firmware for all of your cameras. Okay. So as far as my setup goes, I have 4 Hero 10 cameras. So I followed this right here. I have 4 meters in the actual setting up video you're seeing right now. It is 4 meters. And I just went from the circle and measured 4 meters away from each cameras. And obviously the talent is going to be in the middle. And you would want the talent to be facing the gap between this camera and this camera for 4 cameras. If you have more than 4, just scroll down and just follow the same exact thing. So this is the setup with 4 cameras with the talent being in the middle. Now, like I said previously, you're going to have to stagger the cameras. So if this is 120 centimeters, this has to be 180, 120, 180. And if you scroll down, you're going to see that right here. See that right here, 1.8, 1.2. So just follow that and make sure that it is staggered, okay? Now, once everything is ready, you're going to download the app. If you want to use the Hero 8 remote, you can, but they did send something that's a lot better than the Hero 8 remote. Pretty much lets me stop and record all at the same time with all the cameras, which is pretty sweet. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's an Android app that you can get for like $5. Now, the next thing that you're going to have to do after you have all the cameras set up and laid out is perform a calibration. Like I said earlier, this is how you perform a calibration. Basically, you're going to have the talent walk towards the camera and pretty much walk around in front of the camera in a really natural fashion in a Y pose. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I'll go ahead and play this so you can see it. All right, so clap 3 times and then go to a Y pose. Boom. All right, and again, these markers right here is kind of just letting the talent know where he needs to stop, because if not, his foot or his head is going to be cut off. So you don't need this for the track, but it is going to help you, especially if you're working alone, to kind of let you know, hey man, you're going too far. The camera's not going to be able to see you. So as you can see here, he's just going to walk around. Now he does have a lot more cameras than me, but if you have 4 cameras, just do all 4 and then go back to the middle. And again, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you have 4 like me, you stand right here, clap 3 times, Y pose, go to the first camera, back, second camera, back, third camera, back, fourth camera, back. And the whole time you have to hold that Y pose and look straight at the camera the entire time. All right, so that is the calibration process. And then as far as recording a take, all you have to do is stand in the center of the capture area, clap 3 times, and go on a T-pose for 2 seconds, and then that's pretty much it. All right. Again, you're just having the cameras record you do all of this. So with that being said, you should have 2 sets of videos. You have the calibration video, and you have the actual take video. You're going to go to your computer, and this is pretty important. I mean, honestly, if you're good with file management, this should be pretty easy for you. But if you can see right here, I created a new folder. Now, this folder is going to contain a camera 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's also going to contain an aim renaming tool, which you can actually get right here. You just download this, and you're going to be able to get that. And after that, you're going to have a notepad here. Just create a notepad. And if you double click this, you're going to see two names or two lines. One is going to be calibration 01 and one's going to be wrap 01. And you guessed it. This is the first file and this is the second file. So I'm going to minimize this or close this right now. We're going to go to the camera 1. What we're going to do is actually just drag and drop the files from our GoPros or Hero 10s onto this folder for camera 1. Now, it's up to you what you decide what camera 1 is, but for me, I usually do the one up front. So now we have 7, which is the calibration take, and then we have 8, which is the wrap take. And we're going to do that for all 4 cameras. 2 right here, same thing, 7, 8, 3, 7, and 8, and we have 4, 7, and 8. So we have 4 folders because we have 4 cameras. Now, you can manually rename these, but if you have a lot more files than me, you're going to want to use the AIM renaming tool, which again is pretty simple. Once you download that tool, you just got to go ahead and double click it and open it. But before you open it, make sure you have that document right here, because what that tool is going to do is refer to this document and pretty much use the names you put on here to rename everything in those folders. So I'll show you that right now. I'm going to double click the AIM file management system. I'm going to select video folders, and then I have the folders under Desktop Move tutorial. I'm going to select folder. And as you're going to see, would you like to rename the following files? All right. So it's in a hierarchy kind of system here. So that means that if I go back here, whatever is the first video is going to be named calibration, because as you see right here, that's calibration. And then if you have wrap 01 as the second name, that's going to rename it. That's going to rename the second file in that folder, in this case 008, to wrap 01. Fairly easy. So I'm going to close this, and I'm just going to confirm this by clicking rename files. It's not going to take that long. It's really quick. I'll go ahead and close this because it's actually done. If I go back to camera 1. Now we have camera 1, 01, calibration 01. We have camera 1, 02, wrap 01, and this is going to mimic pretty much all the folders in here. So you can see. So now that we have 4 different cameras renamed, we are going to the Move.ai website. Now, right now, this is still in beta, but they did give me access to mess around with it. So big thanks to Move.ai for that. I'm going to go ahead and log in right here. And again, I'm going to show you my dashboard. I'll close this for now. And yours should be blank if this is your first time doing it. So what we'll need to do is actually create a new project for this tutorial. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to title this Move Tutorial, and I'm going to save that project. And after that, that's going to open a new project session right here, and we'll just follow along. We'll create a new session, and we're going to title this Tutorial Bro. And we will change the camera to Hero 10 4K because I shot 4K 120 frames per second on the GoPro itself. So I'll select that. Number of cameras, I'm going to do 4 because I had 4. And the environment is going to be outdoors. And then for the area, I'm going to do small because it was below 20 square meters. And I'm going to select the session. All right, once that's finished, you're going to see a session overview. Now, this is where we're going to be uploading our video files and do our calibration and stuff like that. Now, depending on your internet upload speed, this can take quite a bit. So with that being said, I'm going to now go to my folder. I'm going to select everything by holding Shift. I'm going to drag that into the session videos, and this is now going to upload. Okay, so instead of running another session, I already have a session open, but we can still continue on from the previous step. Now, once all your videos are uploaded, they are going to be right here. You're going to see cam 1, Cam 2, Cam 3, and Cam 4 are going to show up just like so. Now, I do have an extra clip here called Walkman, but you can go ahead and ignore that. You should only have 2 if you're following this tutorial here. So the next thing we're going to do once the files are uploaded, we're going to create a calibration. Again, you can ignore this, just pretend this is not here because I'm trying to save time. It takes a couple of hours to upload the video, so I want to go ahead and finish this video for y'all. All right, so what we're going to do next is actually create a calibration. Now, as you can see, I already have one here, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. All right, so we have the video files right here, so you can see Cam 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And to create a calibration is fairly easy. We'll just click on calibration right here. And then what we're going to do is select all the calibration videos. So Cam 1, Cam 2, Cam 3, and then Cam 4, and then click Save. Press OK. Now this is going to ask for a character profile, so you can name this your name. And if I click down right here, I'm going to create a new one. An actor name could be me, and then actor height is going to be in meters. I think I'm like 6 meters. I'm just joking. I'm like 1.6. And then here, calibration autosync videos. If you go back to the video file, calibration, you open it, you can actually find right here is about 4 seconds for the first clap. And then about 6 seconds, the last clap. So calibration auto sync, 0 minutes, 04, 00, 06. So you have 4 seconds to 6, the last clap and the first clap. And as far as calibration time, we can go from 0 to 04, and then go back to that video and just kind of find where you want it to stop. Really, you want to stop it like right at that Y post at the end. So right here is 33 seconds. We'll add a 1 second there, so we'll make it 0, 0, 34. And then save and run. Now this is going to take a while, so what I'll do is I'll just exit out of it and use the calibration that I already did prior to making this video here. So after Move.ai is creating that calibration file, you're going to see it here under calibrations. Now, right now, it takes a little bit. I think it took 2 hours for me to do this, but I was told it's going to get faster eventually, all right? So it's not going to take 2 hours forever. If you want to click on the camera layout, you can as well. And this kind of creates the layout in 3D space so you can see your actual setup, which it did pretty well as far as, mapping where the tripods and cameras are. All right, so once the calibration is done, we are now going to create a take from that other video file we uploaded. And to do that, we're just going to click on take right here. And you guessed it, we're going to select Rapman right now. Rapman right here. And I know the file names don't match, but just bear with me here. Just upload the other file that you uploaded. Click on that, click on that. And after that, we are going to go ahead and press save. And it's going to ask, please confirm below selected videos. Yep, that's what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, press OK. And again, I'm going to wrap tutorial, just name this whatever you want. And actor number is going to be 1. There's only 1. And the prop, there's no props. And as far as auto sync videos, I'm going to show you a trick, which what I'll do is actually go to that file. All right, so for the auto sync videos, go back to that video by double clicking it. And then just find out where the first clap is. Right there. You can see it's about, I would say 4 seconds in that one. The last clap is about 6 seconds. So here we're going to do first clap is 0, 0, 4, 0, 0, 6. And then after that's finished, go ahead and go back to the video. And we're going to start with 4 seconds. And let's see where I actually stop. Now, this is very important because sometimes if you don't stop the calibration in time, it's going to screw up your solve. Like right now, if I'm walking forward like that, you absolutely don't need that. So just go back to when you're done, going back to that Y post at the end. Let's go maybe 34 seconds. So we'll go from 4 seconds to 34 seconds. I'm going to minimize this and we're going to say 0, 0, 4, 0, 34 seconds. And that is only going to capture what we wanted to capture. So go ahead and save this now. And it's going to do its thing right here. And after that's finished, what you're going to see now is this little window. You can turn on fingers if you want to, but it is going to make your solve a little bit longer. I usually use iClone to add hand gestures anyway, so I usually just leave that off. Now, as far as the rigs, they do have 3 right now. They have a Move.ai Mail Rig version 2. They have a metahuman if you want to use a metahuman. And additionally, they do have a UE4 mannequin version 2. Now, they are working, as you can see that there's version 2. They are working on this to improve it. So for this tutorial, we were going to go ahead and use the UE4 mannequin V2. And I will say run. Now, again, this might take about 2 hours depending on your system. You're going to see the process right here. But what I'll do is actually already have this here. If I go back to the walk SQL. All right, so after this is done, you're going to see a green check mark. So I'm not going to wait for this to finish. I'm going to go ahead and show you the result because I already did it right here. You can see take 3 wrap. I'm going to click on this. The status is already green, so that's good. And I'm going to preview the result. As you can see, here is our motion right now. And for having 4 cameras, this did really well. Now, the suggested camera count is if you have 4, that's 1 person. 6, you can have 2, and then you can pretty much have up to 16 cameras to use this system, which, man, I think that would be some insane quality. So I'm going to go ahead and close this right here. And then I'm going to now download that file. And that is going to be an FBX. I'm going to be choosing to download FBX retargeted. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is copy and paste that right here. Take 3 wrap actor UE4 mannequin V2. And we are done in the Move.ai UI. We can now go to Unreal Engine and load in that animation. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take that animation FBX that we got from Move.ai and import it into Unreal Engine 4.27. So with that being said, I will minimize this for now. And what we're going to do is create a new content. So add features content. And we're going to add a third person, add project, because what we're going to do is take that skeleton and use that skeleton to import our animation from Move. So I'll go ahead and close this. I'm going back content. I'm going to go to mannequin, character, mesh, and now you're going to see that UE4 mannequin skeleton. And again, the beauty of this is the skeleton from Move.ai is compatible with a UE4 mannequin here because we selected it. So I'm going to go back to my folder. I'm going to drag and drop that here, minimize this, and you're going to see that it's actually going to go ahead and pre-fill the UE4 mannequin skeleton here. Now we are going to be importing animations. So right here in animation length, I'm going to click on exported time. And additionally, I'm going to change this to 60 as far as the sample rate, and then click import. All right, so once that's done, it's going to compile shaders and compress animation, but it's okay. It's going to be fairly quick here. And now what I'll do is I'll create a new cinematic sequence. It's okay, you leave it by default. And I will add that animation there now. So I'll click and drag, and then I'll move it up a little bit, go to my sequencer, and then add that mannequin. Click the animation and then use take 3 wrap. And now we have this guy. I'm going to click it, press E, and now this guy is going to be animating. Obviously, you can see that he is self-penetrating a little bit. I needed to go a little bit wider as far as my arms goes, but that's okay. Just do your own testing. Everybody's different, so just kind of mess around with it. But then again, you can fix this here if you want to by just baking this into a control rig. So if I go to 0 right now, and then I'm going to go to track, edit with FK control rig and just create that, and that's going to bake it to a control rig, and I'm going to be able to fix that additively. All right, so as you can see right here, we have that. I'm going to click the section additive, and I'm going to right click this and key this section right now, and I'm going for the arm. Type in arm. I'm not going to mess around with the first one. The first one's the original one. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go to the second one because this is the additive one. Now, if I go to this upper arm left right now, I'm just freezing a little bit here. I'm going to rotate the roll. I'm going to put in -20, just like so. And I can key that. And again, you can mess around with this if you want. But as you can see, it's not going to be self-penetrating as much as it did earlier. Now, they are fixing this as far as the stomach goes, as far as I know. And if you want to tweak it a little bit more, obviously, you can spend a lot more time adding some keyframes here to fix the animation itself. And before we go, what I'm going to do is actually retarget this onto Echo, the character of the sleigh animation. So I will go ahead and delete this because we don't need it. Delete that, and we will go to the content browser, double click the skeleton, and we're going to set it up like a regular retarget. Select rig, humanoid, everything should be good. Go to the skeleton tree, options, retargeting options, root and pelvis be animation, and the rest should be skeleton. He's already in a T-pose, so that's okay. So you can see view post is already in T. That's good. And now we're going to go to sleigh, assets, character, echo, and then BP echo. We're going to go to the actual mesh, and then we'll look at skeleton echo. Skeleton echo is really tiny, but that's okay. We're going to zoom in, and we're going to select humanoid is okay. And again, this is made by Epic, so all the bones should be similar. Now I will go to humanoid. That's good. Skeleton tree, show retargeting option. Same thing. Root and pelvis should be animation and the rest should be skeleton. Shift. Oh, I didn't shift it. My bad. And after that, we're going to go click the first spine, scroll down, shift, right click, retargeting skeleton, and save. Go retarget manager and view post. Make sure that she is in a post, which she is. I mean, she's shifting just a little bit, but that's okay. Close this here. Go back to our content. Go back to our mannequin character mesh. Right click the animation that we imported. Retarget anim asset. Select echo and press retarget. All right, so what we'll do next is actually drag echo into the scene. So I'm going to go to Slay again, assets, character, echo, put it right here, and the BP is okay. And then go back to our sequencer, add actor, BP echo. The animation, you should see now the take 3 wrap. Now, echo should be wrapping. Here you go. I'm going to press E so I can rotate just a little bit. Looks like she has a sword just right underneath too. And there you go. She is wrapping. And that's pretty much it. That is how you use Move.ai to create some motion animation. If you all have any questions, let me know, and I'll see y'all later.